MMA Now, powered by Film On TV Networks.
I'm David Kano with Film on TV Network's MMA Now. Yesterday, the news broke that Chris Weidman was out of UFC 199 versus Luke Rockhold. We now know who his opponent. It is the Count Michael Bisping. In a few minutes, we're going to have Javier Mendez on the line, head coach out of AKA, head coach of Luke Rockhold, Daniel Cormier, Cain Velasquez, Khabib Nurmagomedov, and he's going to come on to discuss the replacement of the opponent. When the news broke yesterday, we weren't sure if it was going to be Jacare or was it going to be the Count. Uriah Hall also threw himself into the mix. Ultimately, Dana White announced that it would indeed be Michael Bisping. That's Javier Mendez on the line right now. Right now, we're being joined with Javier Mendez, head coach out of AKA. Javier, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you guys doing?
We're doing pretty good, pretty good. So the big news broke yesterday. Luke Rockhold has a new opponent. We didn't know if it was going to be Jacare, Michael Bisping, or someone else. When did you know that you guys were going to take on the Count?
Well, first, originally, we were told that they were working on Jacare. Then, as of this morning, I was basically, actually, I woke up to, that the opponent's going to be Bisping. We were told that primarily it was going to be first Jacare, but then, if you read the Twitter little thing that Michael put out there, he's down. So you kind of figured, based on his performance with the Spider, that he would be the next logical choice. And what I was hearing is that Jacare has to have surgery or a meniscus tear or something like that. So it makes logical sense that it would be Bisping, right?
Correct. And this is the matchup which I think, when I saw Rockhold and Weidman, they seem to not be enemies. They seem more to be the frenemies. Where Michael Bisping, I think there's obviously, like Dana White said, there's no love lost. I think these guys really don't like each other. Is that a true assessment?
100%. That's a true assessment. It's one of those ones where I think Luke has no problem beating them up 100 out of 100 times.
Right. And from a fan perspective, though, because I think the fans, they love to see fights where the fighters actually don't like each other going into the fight. There's the fighting aspect of it, and this is one of those fights. Again, correct me if I'm wrong, where it might draw more interest from a fan perspective.
Yeah, from a fan's perspective, yeah, it's a much more fan-friendly fight because of the dislike and the fact that they're gonna stand and bang. There's an obvious thing for Michael, and the obvious choice is what his stand-up. He has to stand with Luke. He doesn't want to go with Luke to the ground. He's not great at taking someone to the ground, so that's not what he's going to want to do. So he's going to want to stand with Luke, and Luke can do whatever he wants, but Luke's going to want to stand with him also. So this is going to be one of those fan-friendly fights. They're going to see two guys going at each other that don't like each other, and it's for the big the big prize.
Right, and there's some fighters that say, I'll fight anyone, anytime, anywhere. Luke said that on social media yesterday. Was there any hesitation though from him? Like obviously, John Jones has not wanted to fight on short notice. We're only less than 3 weeks out. Was there any hesitation on Luke's side?
Not from my knowledge. Luke will fight anybody, but from the perspective of coaches like myself, Crazy Bob Cook, we have to think what's best for the fighter, if we have a choice to decide, in the matter. But from a fighter's point of view, I haven't really met any fighter that won't fight anybody. It's the people around him that sometimes sway him one way or another, whether they will take a fight or not. It's the advice that he gets from the people he feels most comfortable with.
And just to close out on the Rockhold versus Bisping, you said Rockhold can put the fight anywhere he wants. Do you have obviously you have a game plan, but do you have a prediction of how it happens and where does the fight end?
No, I always play on the safe of caution, and the way I look at it is it's going to be a tough fight because if we don't look at him, even though it's 3 weeks notice, short on him, but how many times have people come in on short notice and pulled an upset? So we can't underestimate, Bisping and his desire to be a champion. This might be his only one shot, and he's going to come giving it his best. So we have to respect the fact that he's going to do that, and you can't underestimate him because he's in the running for a reason.
MMA Now.